and a heartfelt namaste. I, Anuradha, would like to thank all of you for writing in your comments, suggestions, liking, sharing, and subscribing our YouTube and Spotify channels. Today, we are going to talk about conjunctions of more than one planet. The conjunction, the most frequent conjunction of three planets that we see is that of Sun, Venus, and Mercury. So what does this conjunction hold for us? Before we begin with the conjunction of Sun, Mercury, and Venus, we need to see them in one by one also. Sun is the vitality. It gives us the health that is most important, and in turn it talks about the bones. So the vitamin D that we get from the sun is very important, not just for our immune system but also for strengthy bones. Sun represents the king, the boss, the superior in our life, and many a times we would see that a sun which is afflicted in our chart can show a lot of discord with the father also. So it's very important for us to keep the sun nice and healthy. Getting up early in the morning is one of the ways to keep the sun proper. Sun represents the factor of journeys in our chart, because the sun is constantly traveling, and it is with this sun that we are traveling together in the solar system. In fact, if you look at many scientific videos, you would be able to see that the sun never retraces on its path. We're always on a forward journey. So the journey which takes us, reveals very beautiful things for us, can also be seen from the sun. Sun represents the eyes, and eyesight as such should be, when we consider eyesight, we have to check the sun. The sun represents a lot of ornaments, especially those ornaments that are worn officially. There are many ornaments that people wear casually on their daily lives, but those of ornaments that we wear when we go out or we are on some duty, they are very important. We keep those sets away, or we keep such pieces of jewelry for special occasions. Those heavy pieces of jewelry definitely do come under the sun. There are many such karakas of not just the sun but also of Mercury, Venus, and all the other planets that are mentioned in the Uttar Kalamrut. With just these few karakas, we will be coming to many stunning conclusions about what this combination in any chart can give us. So when we talk about Mercury, from the health point of view, like we talked about vitality for sun, from the health point of view, Mercury represents our skin and our nerves. Mercury represents our learning power. It talks about the memory bank that we have, and it's essential to have a good Mercury. That is why Mercury represents the third house in our chart. A good Mercury leads us to a great grasping power and an ability to understand things very quickly. Yes, Mercury also represents the grand buildings. As I said earlier, Mercury and Sun are nearly seen to be conjunct together in most of the charts. At least in 50% of the charts, we see this conjunction very strong. So Mercury also represents the grand buildings in a chart. And Mercury, we all know, is the ruler of the third house. The third house of the natural zodiac relates to communication, and Mercury is par excellence as communication. The best thing about youth is swiftness. All of us are well equipped to do things fast, at a great speed, and Mercury, being a young prince, is very well equipped to do things swiftly, fast. As a planet that gets exalted in the 6th house of the natural zodiac, which relates to the Artha, that is the sign, Artha sign, that is the sign that talks about money, profession, trade and commerce. Mercury represents trade and commerce at its best. So these are the points that Mercury is very famous for. We move on to Venus. We talked about the respective organelles or the parts of the body they're represented. Venus also represents the female genital system. It represents the eyes also. In addition, Venus being the Shukra Guru and Shukracharya, it represents the eyes for us also, and it represents the healing power for us. And yes, like I said, it represents the issues of the eye. Venus is the lord of the second house and the seventh house of the natural zodiac. Money comes very easily as a factor for Venus. And being the guru of the Daityas, it is known for its educational quality, and being the lord of the second house, which represents your education, the lord of the seventh house, which represents your post-graduation. Venus is very strong in education also. Venus gets exalted in the 12th house of the natural zodiac. It gives you a certain amount of carefreeness. It gives you a certain amount of freedom. So Venus represents a carefree attitude also. And Venus represents goddess Lakshmi. So yes, money factor also comes in, and it is good. It is well accomplished. It is good in a number of arts. So when we check any chart for art forms, especially say the art in the industry, in the film industry, or we see the somebody who has a good artistic talent, all those things have to be checked with Venus also. Let's move on to the combination. For the combination of Venus, Venus, Mercury, and Sun, one of the important things is can travel abroad for learning. We saw that there was a swift factor associated with Mercury. We saw this factor of traveling associated with Sun and Venus getting exalted in the 12th house, which is also about going abroad. And Mercury is about quick grasp. So somebody who has this combination in their 12th house, in their 8th house, or for that matter, in their second house also can go abroad. It will also be very significant for a person if it is in the 5th house or the 9th house in the sign of Pisces. This combination of Mercury, Sun, and Venus can lead one to become a manufacturer in ornaments. As I said earlier, ornaments can be seen from Sun. Manufacturing, business attitude can be seen from Mercury, and Venus talks about things of beauty. So if you have this connection in the 10th house, if you have this connection in your second house, then you can have a business which can take you to be a manufacturer of ornaments. Or if you want to open a big showroom, then the 7th house has to be active or has to have some connection with Venus, Mercury, and Sun for it to show this kind of a work for you. 212 connection or affliction on this combination of Rahu, of Saturn, can give people problems in their eyesight. If the sign of Pisces or if the sign of Taurus shows affliction along with the affliction of this combination, we can go ahead and predict a problem in the right eye of the person. When we talk about medical studies, yes, it is very important for a person having this combination to explore that area of life also, because you could be good at it. You could have an inclination for medical studies. As we have already talked about the Karakas, I'm not going there. And especially if this combination has bearing with your 5th house, if this combination has bearing with your 9th house, then you become a very good doctor. If this combination has a bearing with your sign of Sagittarius also, then also becoming a doctor becomes very easy for you. We talk about high lifestyle. People having this combination in their 2nd house, 12th house, or for that matter, their fourth house, will be living a luxurious lifestyle. Venus is all about luxury. Sun is all about being the best that you are, because it's the king of the planets. And Mercury gives you an ability to earn in that field. We talk about ability to give with discrimination. Let's not forget, I have been telling it time and again and across videos that Venus gives us the ability to give to others. Mercury, along with Venus, gives you the discretion as to whom you should be able to give. And Sun gives you the authority to be able to give to others. So this gives you an ability to give to people with discretion, with determination, and with a certain amount of discrimination. You decide whom to give, whom not to give, and then proceed. And this is all about giving gifts. This is all about giving donations. It is all about helping others. Mercury is the one that gives you an intellect, and Venus gives you an ability to talk. Same goes with Mercury, because it also gives you an ability to talk. And Venus is all about the one which is learned, and Sun gives you an authority. So when you have this combination associated with your sign of Gemini, or you have it associated with the sign of Sagittarius, or you have it in your third or ninth houses, then you have the ability to be a good orator. You have the ability to attract people. It also holds true when it is in your fifth house. When we talk about a good surgeon, Sanjeevani Vidya, which gave Venus the ability to resurrect people back from death. So resurrection is something that we can associate with a good Sun and Venus and Mercury, because Mercury shows your dexterity with your hands as a surgeon. And we move on to the next thing is respected. One thing that Sun, wherever it sits in your chart, this is the place where you're craving about respect. So Sun has to be respected. And because of your talents, because of your, unless and until your Mercury and Venus are both combust, because of your talents in those areas, you would be respected by others. We move on. As I was talking about combustion, we move on to a part of combustion also. If Venus or Mercury are combust, the hemoglobin content in your body can be combust, and you would need to take regular supplements of iron. As we had talked about earlier, Mercury represents the huge homes, and there's a certain amount of lavishness that can be seen, luxury that can be seen with Venus, and Sun is on the travel. So while you're on travel, you could be purchasing a number of homes, you could be having multiple homes. Money making ability is something that goes hand in hand when Venus and Mercury are together, and money making ability to a great extent can be seen when Venus, Mercury, and Sun are together. Artistic tendencies, which are well explored, which are well appreciated by others, can be seen with this combination. And last but not the least, fun of good watches, especially if this is associated with your third house, or if it is associated with your 12th house. I would love to have you write down as to why I gave this last reason. Do write in your comments. Do let us know why this combination of good watches comes in the 12th house. Till we meet with you again, stay safe. Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.